Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Arizona Sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
The afternoon started with Nick Saban mistakenly referring to the Sun Devils as Arizona during the pregame show. The day ended with an army of new ASU fans, and in between was one of the greatest sporting events you will ever watch. ASU's 39-31 double OT loss to Texas crossed all genres, from horror to adventure to superhero movie to tearjerker. The first half was unbearable. The moment looked too big, so did the opponent, and the game was the sum of our fears. The second half was redemption and courage, with enough momentum changes to give you whiplash, and when ASU tied the game at 24, I literally cried from pride. Another reason why I watch the really big games alone. Now, I agree with Kenny Dillingham. The ending sucked. But if you really love sports, Wednesday's game transcended the outcome, and in terms of reputation and attention, ASU will benefit greatly from this loss, a game in which they inspired a nation and the Valley. Now comes the hard part: sustainability, expectations, the target that comes with returning Big 12 champions, and of course, digesting that 4th and 13 that blew up in our faces. Relish it all, sports fans, because these moments build real toughness, and these moments are why we care so much in the first place. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
Undeniable. You know, we fought through everything all season. I mean, we let them hang the whole year. You know, we gave everything we had, and you seen in that game, we never stopped. I bet you nobody in this room thought we were going to even be close when we went down 17-3 in that first quarter. So we believed in ourselves. We believed in what we had going, and undeniable is what this team's about. Because, you know, like you said, heroic. Everybody on this team believes in each other, and, you know, that's what kept us close.
Cam Skattebo on the comeback effort yesterday. Sun Devils fall to Texas 39-31 in double overtime. Their season comes to an end, 11-3. It was an unbelievable ride from start to finish, completely unexpected. Undeniable is the word that Cam Skattebo used. Unexpected. All of these things come into play, and it just I like what Kenny Dillingham said, and you referenced it in the blast, Bick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ending sucks.
Yeah.
But there's so much good to take from this.
Well, yes, there is. And let's start with Kenny Dillingham, who for the last couple of weeks has told anybody who would listen, this really isn't about me, except it is. And after the game was another example. So the game ends, and ASU is, some players are trying to get off the field. Their disappointment swallowing them whole. And Kenny circled him up and said, no, you don't get to leave. Go shake hands. After the game, Kenny was asked about it. He spoke about it, and that reaction, outside of the performance and the comeback of the game, has garnered a lot of positive attention.
Yeah, he says, I don't have that cut, unfortunately. But what he said was, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You go shake hands. You win, you shake hands. You lose, you shake hands. It's painful.
Just because you lose.
Doesn't feel good.
Just because you lose doesn't mean you get to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for a young dude, a 34-year-old head coach, to say something like that, it reinforces how much that guy gets it.
Isn't that amazing that a 34-year-old head coach has that outlook?
Yeah.
And a 40-year-old basketball superstar that might or might not be named LeBron James doesn't have that?
And again, in an era when everybody is in everyone's faces and social media has made everybody brave, behind anonymous screens and all that, in a time when civility doesn't matter as much as it used to, it's very refreshing to see a head coach insist on sportsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
You saw another bowl game. You might have seen the Shane Beamer and Brett Bielema.
They're still going at it.
They nearly got into a fight. And it's like, this is how you represent?
Undeniable. We fought through everything all season.
That was me hitting a... Hitting a rogue
See,
soundbite.
look,
I don't even know where that came from.
This is how undeniable Cam Skattebo is. He still gets in our radio show.
I honestly don't know where that's coming from.
Well, it's okay.
All right.
You know, it's Cam Skattebo. Nothing stops him, Vinny. You know that.
Yeah, that whole situation was great, but it goes past that. What just happened? I mean, Kenny Dillingham, he makes headlines. The Utah game, the on-field celebration, made headlines. Kicker tryouts made headlines for an opposite reason. The behavior on the field against BYU
Not
in
a
that
good look.
confusing situation. He finally came clean about that. So I got to be better. He's been much more reserved since then, by the way. But he also made headlines in the last 2 years for how he's treated players leaving in the transfer portal. There's no ill will.
No.
He's still going out of his way to help these players find better situations for them. He is a genuine dude. And that is a rarity in college coaching, to be a genuine dude.
How about it? How about it? And so I if I were a young high school star, I can't imagine why I wouldn't want to go play for that guy. Why you wouldn't want to go to Arizona State. So that's going to be the recruiting goal that came out of yesterday. The martyrdom that came with that awful non-targeting call. In fact, ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, they were just debating how angry should ASU be about the non-targeting call. So there's a sense of martyrdom. There's a sense of wow, that team was resilient. Wow, and then the Cam Skattebo effect and the vibe that came off him, and then Kenny Dillingham's words afterwards. It's recruiting gold, Vinny. It is. You mentioned it before the last break. This is the tough part now. Doing it again when you're no longer Cinderella.
You're not sneaking up on anybody.
You're not sneaking up on anybody.
No.
But it's the fact that Deion Sanders chimed in on social media to congratulate Kenny Dillingham. It's all fantastic. The pride I felt in that team, it just the emotion just overwhelmed me while watching that game.
Wow. A lot of it overwhelmed me. I was watching the game at my place with my son, and he's sitting on the couch, and he's got a picture of me, like, on my feet in front of the TV, crouched down like I'm getting ready to play defense on the 4th and 13. And then he sends it to me. He's like, I just thought this was funny.
I thought you were going to say it was a picture of you in the fetal position, sucking your thumb. That's funny. That's excellent.
And then
that really is.
They complete the 4th down pass, and I didn't even yell on that one. I was done yelling at that point. Just walked outside. And then I think I did yell after I got back in. I was like, what are they blitzing for? Here's Kenny Dillingham talking about Cam Skattebo's performance.
He's a special player. I mean, he's somebody, that's just Cam. It's exactly what I expected. Bottom line, when you give him the ball, crazy things happen. They saw a man earlier in the game. He runs to the side, like, I got to win a go ball. I'm like, I agree. And we found a way to get him a go ball, and he makes the play. And that's just Cam.
He also said during that's just a Tuesday for Cam.
Except it was a Wednesday.
Cam Skattebo was like, it's Wednesday.
That's fantastic. I tell you, I could not be – I haven't been this proud of watching ASU football in a long, long time.
Yeah. I mean, during the course of the year and during one of our last regular season conversations, and I think after the Territorial Cup game, maybe after the Big 12 championship, when we talked to Kenny Dillingham, I was like, hey, thanks. This is fun again.
Yeah.
There was a time where, you're going through your closet. What am I going to wear today? I'm not going to wear that ASU shirt. Herm Edwards is the head coach. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to advertise for this.
I know. It's truly remarkable where this program has come from. A pair of 3-9 seasons and NCAA probation to what we experienced yesterday.
Yeah. Self-imposed bowl ban last year.
Yeah.
By the way, you mentioned this in the Blast, too. I was watching it when Saban called him Arizona. Here we go again. We, as a market, have to band together. We can involve Tucson. We can actually do a hands across Arizona thing here.
I like this.
And we need to misidentify ESPN every time we reference them until they start to get this right. So I have a name that we can call ESPN. From now on in this show, ESPN will be known as ESECPN. Are you with me?
How could I not be?
Tempe, are you with me?
Sign me up.
Tucson, are you with me? It's the one thing we can agree on.
ESECPN.
And one more thing on this. I've talked about my sister who's a U of A alum, and she hates ASU with every fiber of her being. This is how painful the loss was. And she could even recognize it. When it was over, she said, "I'm truly sorry."
That's fantastic.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.